is the latest addition into our vocational lineup. So this is a ground-up design battery electric powertrain.
And this one is unique because why?
Imagine a world where the trucks that have powered our economies for decades suddenly become obsolete. The titans of the road are being dethroned, and the king of the highway is being replaced by something you never saw coming. Kenworth, a name synonymous with heavy-duty trucking, is about to unleash an engine that will crush every electric truck in 2026. What if I told you this engine could change the future of transportation forever? Hold on tight, because the world of trucking is about to be rocked like never before. The revolution is coming, and it's going to be explosive.
It's a company that's achieving the most explosive growth we've ever seen in the auto business in 100 years. So just put some numbers to it.
Kenworth, a name synonymous with heavy-duty trucks, is facing a significant shift in its production strategy. By 2026, the company has decided to discontinue some of its iconic Class 8 models. This includes the W900, the T800W, and the C500, vehicles that have been central to Kenworth's legacy in the trucking industry. The move comes as a response to evolving emissions regulations and limitations in sourcing components. While this might seem like a drastic change, it is part of a larger, industry-wide transition that is shaping the future of commercial vehicles. This decision reflects the broader challenge the trucking industry faces in meeting stricter emissions standards. Governments around the world are pushing for greener, more sustainable transport solutions, and the truck manufacturers are being forced to adapt. While these changes might be seen as disruptive, they also represent the natural evolution of the industry as companies like Kenworth shift their focus toward more environmentally friendly powertrains and technologies. The models being discontinued have become classics in their own right. The Kenworth W900, for example, has been a symbol of American trucking for decades. It has earned a reputation for its durability, performance, and distinctive look, making it a favorite among truckers. Similarly, the T800W and C500 have had their place in the heavy-duty truck market, offering solid performance for a variety of commercial applications. Their discontinuation signifies the end of an era, but it also indicates that Kenworth is prioritizing the future of the industry, pushing forward with the development of new vehicles that are better suited to the environmental and technological demands of the next decade. The shift away from these legacy models is driven by the increasing regulatory pressure for cleaner vehicles. Emissions regulations around the world are becoming more stringent, and manufacturers are finding that their traditional powertrains relied on diesel are no longer going to be viable options. For Kenworth, this means adapting to these changes by integrating alternative energy solutions into its lineup. The company's focus is now on developing more fuel-efficient and zero-emission trucks to meet these evolving requirements. At the heart of Kenworth's strategy lies the push for sustainability. One of the most notable developments in Kenworth's lineup is its exploration of hydrogen fuel cell technology. The T680 FCEV, which was powered by a Toyota hydrogen fuel cell, was introduced as part of this zero-emission strategy. This truck was designed to offer a driving range of over 300 miles while carrying a full load, addressing one of the biggest hurdles facing electric and hydrogen vehicles: range anxiety. However, despite the excitement surrounding this innovation, production of the hydrogen fuel cell T680 has been delayed. This delay highlights the challenges that come with bringing new, cutting-edge technologies to market, developing hydrogen infrastructure, manufacturing systems, and ensuring the long-term reliability of these vehicles presents significant hurdles. While hydrogen fuel cells are one potential solution, Kenworth is also looking to other alternative powertrains to ensure its fleet is as green and efficient as possible. Battery electric vehicles, BEVs, are another area of focus. The challenge here, however, lies in the limited range of current battery technology, which has made it difficult to develop a fully electric truck that can match the range of traditional diesel-powered trucks. This is especially important in the heavy-duty sector, where long distances and heavy loads are the norm. Kenworth's decision to discontinue its older models and move towards alternative energy solutions signals a deeper commitment to sustainability. The company is fully aware of the impact its vehicles have on the environment, and by embracing the future of green technology, Kenworth is positioning itself as a leader in the transition to more sustainable transportation. In the process, Kenworth is not only meeting regulatory requirements, but is also setting itself up for long-term success in a rapidly changing market. But how will the discontinuation of these models affect the industry, and what does this mean for the future of heavy-duty trucking? For one, it underscores the fact that even the most established names in the industry must evolve or risk falling behind. The trucking world is moving towards sustainability, and those who fail to adapt to this shift will be left behind. By making this move, Kenworth is showing that it understands the importance of being ahead of the curve in the race toward greener transport options. This transition, while challenging, is also an opportunity for innovation. Kenworth has already made strides in developing new technologies, and the discontinuation of legacy models opens the door for even more advanced vehicles to hit the market. For example, we can expect to see more hydrogen fuel cell-powered vehicles in the coming years, as well as fully electric trucks that can offer the range and performance expected by fleet operators. These new models will likely incorporate the lessons learned from the earlier T680 FCEV and other experimental vehicles, helping to make these technologies more practical and accessible for a wider audience. Moreover, the company's shift to new technologies may also bring about changes in the infrastructure needed to support these new vehicles. The transition to hydrogen fuel cell and electric trucks will require significant investments in refueling and charging stations. It will also require the development of new support systems and supply chains to ensure that these trucks can operate efficiently. While the transition may be challenging, it also represents an exciting opportunity to innovate and shape the future of the heavy-duty trucking industry. At the end of the day, the decision to phase out these older Kenworth models is a strategic one. It may feel like a loss of tradition, but in reality, it's a necessary step towards a more sustainable, efficient future for the trucking industry. As Kenworth moves into 2026 and beyond, the company is clearly positioning itself to lead the way in the next generation of transportation solutions. Whether through hydrogen fuel cells, electric powertrains, or other innovations, Kenworth is determined to remain at the forefront of the industry, driving the change that will ultimately define the future of heavy-duty trucks. Kenworth's focus on the future of the heavy-duty truck industry goes beyond simply meeting emissions regulations. It is about creating a sustainable and integrated future for transport. Part of this forward-looking vision is the company's strategic emphasis on alternative powertrains, such as hydrogen fuel cells and battery electric vehicles. These technologies promise to be the future of the trucking industry, offering a clean and sustainable alternative to the traditionally fuel-dependent models that have long dominated the sector. However, transitioning to these new powertrains presents both challenges and opportunities that Kenworth is embracing as it navigates the rapidly evolving landscape. Hydrogen fuel cells, which are one of Kenworth's most significant innovations, offer the potential for zero-emission trucks with impressive range capabilities. The T680 FCEV, introduced as part of Kenworth's commitment to clean transportation, was a groundbreaking move. With a driving range of over 300 miles when fully loaded, this vehicle could represent the future of heavy-duty trucks. The promise of hydrogen fuel cells is that they could provide fast refueling times, much like the refueling process for diesel trucks, which is crucial for ensuring that these vehicles are viable for long-haul operations. However, despite the excitement surrounding hydrogen fuel cell technology, production of the T680 FCEV has been delayed. This setback highlights the challenges that come with introducing new technologies to the market. While hydrogen itself is abundant and the infrastructure for fuel cells is gradually being built, there are still significant hurdles to overcome in terms of scaling production, reducing costs, and ensuring the reliability of fuel cell systems. The challenge is compounded by the current lack of a fully developed hydrogen infrastructure, especially in certain regions, which makes it difficult to ensure that hydrogen-powered vehicles can operate at the scale needed for commercial use. This delay in the hydrogen fuel cell T680's production has not deterred Kenworth from continuing to explore alternative powertrains. The company is also making significant strides in developing fully electric trucks. Battery electric vehicles, BEVs, are another promising alternative to traditional diesel-powered trucks. However, like hydrogen fuel cells, electric trucks face challenges that need to be addressed before they can be fully integrated into the global trucking fleet. The main issue with BEVs is the limitation in battery range. While electric passenger vehicles have seen significant advances in range over the years, heavy-duty trucks still face significant limitations. For truck operators, the range of an electric vehicle is a crucial factor. Long-haul trucking, which often involves routes stretching across hundreds of miles, requires vehicles that can go the distance without needing to stop frequently to recharge. Currently, the energy density of batteries used in electric trucks limits their range, and recharging times remain longer than refueling, with diesel. While companies like Tesla and Rivian have made progress with their electric trucks, the heavy-duty segment remains a challenge. Until charging infrastructure improves and battery technology evolves, electric trucks will struggle to offer the same level of convenience and efficiency as their diesel counterparts. Despite these challenges, Kenworth remains committed to integrating these technologies into its truck lineup. The company understands that to lead in the future of the transportation industry, it must evolve with the times and embrace the shift towards sustainability. In addition to the challenges surrounding the technology itself, there are also questions around the environmental impact of the production of these new energy solutions. Battery production, for instance, can have significant environmental costs, particularly in terms of resource extraction and the carbon footprint associated with manufacturing. While electric trucks produce zero emissions during operation, the overall environmental impact depends on how the vehicles are manufactured and the source of the energy used to charge them. Kenworth's push for alternative powertrains aligns with the broader trends in the automotive industry, where sustainability is becoming a critical factor in both consumer preferences and regulatory policy. As governments around the world increase pressure on manufacturers to produce cleaner vehicles, companies like Kenworth are seeing this as an opportunity to be at the forefront of the transition. The market for electric trucks and hydrogen-powered vehicles is set to grow, and those manufacturers who adapt early to these technologies will have a significant advantage. The company's strategy is also influenced by a need to stay competitive in a market that is becoming increasingly globalized. The trucking industry is no longer confined to national borders. Manufacturers like Kenworth are competing in markets around the world. China, for instance, has become a major player in the electric vehicle market, and the country's push for green transportation is creating a major demand for zero-emission vehicles. In response, Kenworth has had to think about how it can remain competitive while meeting both local and global needs. The shift to alternative powertrains is one way the company is addressing these challenges, ensuring that it can offer vehicles that are suitable for both developed and emerging markets. The future of heavy-duty trucks lies not just in new powertrains, but also in the way these vehicles are integrated into the broader transportation ecosystem. As the industry moves towards electrification, it will require significant investments in charging infrastructure and changes to urban and rural planning. Electric trucks will need charging stations that can support long-distance travel, and fuel cell vehicles will require a hydrogen infrastructure that is currently lacking in many regions. For manufacturers like Kenworth, this is an opportunity to shape the future of infrastructure and ensure that the vehicles they produce are compatible with the systems that will support them. This focus on alternative powertrains, combined with Kenworth's ongoing commitment to improving vehicle performance, is setting the company up for success in the years to come. The T680 FCEV, despite its production delays, is just the beginning of Kenworth's efforts to redefine the truck market. In the coming years, the company will continue to invest in new technologies, refining its vehicles to offer better performance, longer ranges, and faster refueling or charging times. As Kenworth navigates this transition, it will also need to keep an eye on the competition, which is rapidly adapting to the new market conditions. Kenworth's approach to alternative powertrains is also reshaping its traditional models. The company is not simply replacing diesel engines with electric or hydrogen powertrains, it is rethinking the entire vehicle design. This means focusing on vehicle efficiency, weight reduction, and aerodynamics to maximize the performance of these new powertrains. As electric motors become more powerful and battery technology improves, trucks will need to be designed with these advancements in mind, ensuring that the vehicles can carry the same heavy loads while offering better fuel economy and lower operating costs. Kenworth's long-term strategy is not only about adapting to the current changes in the industry, but also about positioning itself for the future. The transition from traditional internal combustion engine ICE trucks to alternative powertrains like hydrogen fuel cells and battery electric vehicles, BEVs, is just the beginning. As the industry continues to evolve, Kenworth is setting its sights on maintaining its leadership position by expanding its production capabilities, forging new partnerships, and pushing forward with cutting-edge technological innovations. This is a holistic approach that touches every aspect of the business, from vehicle design and manufacturing processes to infrastructure development and customer support. One of the most significant aspects of Kenworth's approach is its focus on vertical integration. By maintaining control over the manufacturing of critical components such as batteries and fuel cells, Kenworth can better manage the production process, reduce costs, and ensure a higher level of quality control. This is a strategy that sets the company apart from many of its competitors, including Tesla, which relies on third-party suppliers for key components like batteries. By bringing more of the production process in-house, Kenworth ensures that it has greater flexibility to respond to changes in demand, to innovate more rapidly, and to maintain a tight grip on quality. This level of integration is crucial in a market where supply chain disruptions can have a significant impact on production timelines and costs. In addition to vertical integration, Kenworth is focusing on expanding its manufacturing footprint. The company has already made significant investments in its production facilities, with new plants being built to accommodate the growing demand for alternative powertrains. These facilities are equipped with the latest technology to ensure that Kenworth can meet the high standards required for these new vehicles. At the same time, the company is working on establishing a global supply chain that can support the production of hydrogen fuel cell and electric vehicles at scale. This will allow Kenworth to meet the growing demand for zero-emission trucks in markets around the world, including Europe, North America, and China. Kenworth's global strategy is also designed to address the changing dynamics of the commercial vehicle market. The company is keenly aware that the trucking industry is no longer just about selling trucks. It's about providing comprehensive solutions that support the entire logistics ecosystem. This means that Kenworth is not just focused on producing vehicles, but also on creating a broader network of services including vehicle maintenance, fuel infrastructure, and fleet management solutions. As the adoption of electric and hydrogen vehicles increases, so too will the need for charging stations, hydrogen refueling stations, and other supporting infrastructure. Kenworth is working closely with governments, energy providers, and other stakeholders to ensure that this infrastructure is in place to support the transition to cleaner transportation. A critical part of Kenworth's global strategy is its focus on fleet operators and government contracts. Governments around the world are setting ambitious targets for reducing carbon emissions, and the transportation sector is a key focus area. As part of this push, there has been a growing demand for electric buses, trucks, and other commercial vehicles. Kenworth is well positioned to meet this demand with its portfolio of zero-emission trucks, including the hydrogen-powered T680 FCEV. By securing contracts with public transportation agencies, municipalities, and other government entities, Kenworth is not only gaining access to large-scale fleets, but also helping to accelerate the transition to sustainable transportation. These contracts are also providing Kenworth with the financial stability needed to invest in further innovations and continue expanding its global footprint. One of the major advantages of Kenworth's strategic approach is its ability to leverage its long-standing reputation in the heavy-duty trucking market. For decades, the company has built a strong brand based on reliability, durability, and performance. This brand recognition gives Kenworth a significant competitive advantage, particularly as it seeks to introduce new technologies like hydrogen fuel cells and electric powertrains. Fleet operators and logistics companies are more likely to trust a brand with a proven track record of delivering reliable, high-performance vehicles. By integrating advanced powertrain technologies into its lineup, Kenworth can offer a seamless transition for customers who are already familiar with its products. This trust in the Kenworth brand is a key asset as the company looks to expand its customer base and increase adoption of its zero-emission vehicles. The introduction of hydrogen fuel cells and BEVs into Kenworth's lineup is also a strategic response to the challenges posed by the current regulatory environment. As governments around the world tighten emissions standards and implement stricter fuel efficiency requirements, the trucking industry is under increasing pressure to reduce its environmental impact. Kenworth is taking a proactive approach by investing in technologies that not only comply with these regulations, but also exceed them. The company's focus on zero-emission vehicles ensures that it will remain ahead of regulatory changes, giving it a competitive edge as other manufacturers scramble to catch up. As the company looks to the future, Kenworth's long-term vision includes the continued development of its hydrogen fuel cell and electric vehicle offerings. These vehicles represent the next generation of heavy-duty trucks, ones that are capable of meeting the growing demand for sustainable transportation while maintaining the performance and efficiency required by fleet operators. However, while the T680 FCEV and other electric trucks are exciting developments, Kenworth's future success will depend on its ability to scale production and bring these vehicles to market at competitive prices. This means continuing to drive down the cost of hydrogen fuel cells and batteries while increasing the energy density and range of these vehicles. With each advancement, Kenworth will move closer to achieving its goal of producing the most efficient and affordable zero-emission trucks on the market. At the same time, Kenworth's commitment to research and development will be key to its continued success. The company is investing heavily in R&D to improve its hydrogen and electric powertrains, making them more efficient, durable, and cost-effective. By constantly refining its technology, Kenworth will be able to stay ahead of the competition and ensure that its vehicles remain at the forefront of the industry. This investment in innovation is not just about producing better vehicles. It's about creating a future where sustainable transportation is the norm, not the exception. While hydrogen fuel cells and electric vehicles are the primary focus, Kenworth is also exploring other technologies that could further improve the efficiency and sustainability of its vehicles. For example, the company is looking into autonomous driving technologies, which could revolutionize the way trucks are operated. Autonomous trucks have the potential to significantly reduce fuel consumption, improve safety, and increase efficiency by optimizing driving patterns. While fully autonomous trucks are still a long way off, Kenworth's investment in this technology shows its commitment to exploring every avenue to improve the trucking industry's sustainability and efficiency. As the transition to zero-emission trucks accelerates, Kenworth is also focused on ensuring that its vehicles meet the demands of fleet operators. The shift to alternative powertrains will require changes in how trucks are maintained and serviced, and Kenworth is preparing for this shift by developing new support systems and training programs. Fleet operators will need to be equipped with the knowledge and tools to maintain these new vehicles, and Kenworth is working to ensure that its service network is ready to support the transition. This includes providing training for technicians and ensuring that the necessary parts and infrastructure are in place to support hydrogen and electric trucks.